Welcome back, my pretties, to Teaching in Room 9, our region's largest classroom. My name is Julia, and I'm a teacher at the Soulard School. But here, for Teaching in Room 9, I focus all my lessons on math for second graders. Welcome back, friends. Happy Halloween. I hope you have had a really great week and a really great start to your holiday festivities. I know it's going to look a little bit weird this year, but I thought we could still have some fun here together. All right, friends. Now that we got that spookiness out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into our Mindful Minute exercise for today. So again, we are going to kind of slow our body down, take some really deep breaths here together, really refocus our mind, our body, and our spirits. And then that way I know that we will feel very calm, centered, ready to learn here together today. So my witch-like friends at home, will you join me in taking some deep breaths here together? Breathe in through your nose, counting to 3, and out through your mouth, counting to 3. Sit up or stand nice and straight and tall with your shoulders back, opening up your chest to get those big deep breaths in. Ready? Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Great job, my pretties. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into our first Halloween yoga pose for today. So we are going to go into what is called Hero's Pose, or for Halloween, it is our owl pose. So you are going to come into resting and upright position, sitting on your knees and sitting back on your heels. So go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you breathe in, arms up, and then breathe out. You're slowly going to bring your body down onto your knees. Ready? Breathe in. And out. Slowly bringing your body down. You're going to be sitting on your heels, up nice and straight and tall on your knees. This is our hero's pose. All right, so you're going to take your arms out behind you and twist your upper body like an owl. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Nice job, my spooky little owls. All right, take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth while you're there in that owl hero's pose. And then we're going to wrap up our Halloween yoga with our pumpkin pose. So you're going to stay on your knees, friends. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, you're slowly going to bring your forehead down to rest in front of your knees. Rest your arms down alongside your body and take a few deep breaths in and out, in and out, and your body is round like a pumpkin in child's pose. Sometimes when I am down in child's pose, I like to stretch my arms out in front of me to really stretch my back. It feels really nice. Also, sometimes too, if it's feeling, it can be hard to take deep breaths when you're there on your knees and kind of curled up like a little pumpkin. So if it does feel a little bit tricky, try widening your legs a little bit and give your belly some room to kind of hang down, and then you can really take those deep breaths. Stay in this moment as a little pumpkin for a little bit longer, taking deep breaths in and out, in and out. And whenever you are ready, you're slowly going to rise your head back up And then you can come back up into a sitting or standing position. Nice job, friends. I hope that you really enjoyed all of our Halloween yoga. Just to kind of review, we stood in mountain pose, taking deep breaths in, and then as we breathed out, we waved our arms just like a ghost. Then we did an extended mountain pose, where again, we were nice and firm, and then we breathed in. Our arms were high above our heads, coming together, so our hands were able to meet. We looked up at the moon, so that was our moon pose. Then we went into our crooked tree pose, bringing our arms up to help us balance. And then we kind of also practiced swaying our branches in the wind. Then we did our witch sitting on a broom, which is perfect for me today. And we went into that chair pose. And then we did our bat pose, hanging down, letting gravity do its job for our ragdoll or bat pose. Spider pose was tabletop. Then we did haunted house, was downward dog. We pretended we were the roof of that haunted house, really stretching our arms, our back, and our legs. And we went back to tabletop pose to do our black cat. But this time when we breathed in, we tucked our chin to our chest, arched our back just like a spooky cat, and then breathed out and let our belly hang down low. And then again today we did our owl pose in our kneeling heroes pose. And then also we did our pumpkin child's pose. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I just, like I said, love this time of year. So I love incorporating that into our yoga and our mindful minute exercises here that we do here together. All right, friends, let's go ahead and jump right into our learning goals for this week. All of our lessons have been focused on I can count by ones, fives, and tens, starting at any number. Again, we've been focusing on using open number lines this week, and we are using these number lines so that I can add or subtract and then explain my thinking as well. So since we are using our number lines in order to add or subtract to solve our equations, we're starting at all sorts of numbers. We're making big jumps, breaking down our numbers into tens and ones, and using all of those different strategies that we've learned here together. So we'll go over that here again so we can review, and then that way you have so many amazing strategies for addition and subtraction using number lines and open number lines. And you can keep all those strategies in your little math toolkit so that when you get to a problem and you need to solve using a number line or an open number line, then you feel very confident, and hopefully you feel really good about being able to use all these different strategies that we've talked about. So again, these were our learning goals all week, counting by ones, fives, tens, starting at any number, breaking down our numbers into tens and ones and making big jumps and small jumps, and then using all these different strategies to add or subtract, and hopefully we're able to explain our thinking. All right, my pretties, let's review the addition and subtraction strategies that we've worked on so far this week. All right, so for our addition strategies, the first strategy we used was make jumps of 10, then ones. So in this addition equation here, we have 49 plus 32. So we took 32. We broke it down into tens and ones. 3 tens, 2 ones. So the first thing we did was we made our jumps of 10. All right, let's get our witch finger ready to jump. Are you ready to make those hops with me? All right. 1 hop to 59. 2 hops to 69. 3 hops to 79. Then we do our little ribbits for our ones. You ready to do our little ribbits? Ribbit, ribbit. And we landed at 81. Nice job. Then the second addition strategy we used was to add a friendly number, then compensate. Again, a friendly number is a nice, easy, clean number to add to, and then compensating is just making up that difference. So we see in this addition problem here that 29 is so close to what friendly number? Nice job. If you said 30, you're absolutely right. 29 is so close to 30. So instead of making 2 hops of for our 20, hops of 10 for our 20, and then 9 little baby ribbits for our 1, instead, it just makes more sense, since 29 is so close to 30, to make that 30 and then compensate. So start at 63. Ready to make those 3 hops of 10? All right. 1 hop, 73. 2 hops, 83. 3 hops, 93. But again, remembering that we didn't need to make 30. We only need to make 29. So now you have to compensate and make ribbit, 1 little hop back to 92. Nice job. Then the third addition strategy that we used was, that we practiced yesterday, was combine our 10s and then our 1s. So for 53 plus 26, okay, we're going to combine our 10s. 5 10s here gives us 50. And 2 10s here gives us 20. And 50 and 20 together is 70. So we jumped up to 70. We had to make our hop of 20. 1 hop of 20 up to 70. And then we put our 1s together. So 6 and 3 together is 9. Nice job. So we went from 70 to 79. Okay, so we did our 10s, then our 1s. So that was the addition strategy that we worked on yesterday. Now let's review the subtraction strategies that we have gone over so far this week, and then we're going to learn a new addition strategy that we'll practice here together. All right, so for our subtraction strategies, the very first one was the same as our addition strategy, to make the jumps of 10, then make the jumps of 1. So just like we did for addition, instead of using that addend, where this is our number that we're taking away here, and we're going to divide it into 10s and 1s. 24 is 2 10s and 4 1s. So we started at 64. We're going down the number line backwards because we're subtracting. Start at 64. We're going to make those jumps of 10, 2 jumps of 10 for 24 first, and then the 4 little rivets for our 1s. Okay, so you ready to jump back with me? 64. 1 jump of 10, 54. 2 jumps of 10, 44. Now we get to do our rivets to give us those 4 little 1s. Rivet, 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 rivet. And where did we land? 40. Nice job. So 64 minus 24 was 40. We made our 2 jumps of 10 first, then our 4 1s. And then we did, again, it matched our addition strategy that day, was to subtract the friendly number, then compensate. Again, this is a great strategy to use when you realize that the number you're taking away is so close to a friendly number. So we're taking away 19 from 55 here. So 19 is so close to what friendly number? Yes, if you said 19 is so close to 20, you're absolutely right. So we're going to do our 20 and then we'll compensate. So 55, 20 is 2 10s, right? 10, 20. So we're starting at 55. We're going to make 2 jumps of 10. So 1 jump back to 45. 2 jumps back to 35. But again, we weren't subtracting 20. We were only subtracting 19. So now we have to make 1 little ribbit up, ribbit to 36. So these strategies are really good when either addition or subtraction, when you realize that the number that you're adding or the number you're taking away is super close to a friendly number. So then it's easier to just do that and compensate instead of making all of those little ribbits. And then the last subtraction strategy that we used yesterday was adding to subtract. Again, we practice all of these things, friends, so that you can figure out what makes the most sense to my brain. To me, adding to subtract is a really great strategy. It makes sense to my brain. Okay, so you just have to find what makes the most sense to your brain. So 70 minus 36. in order to add to subtract, we're going to start at the number we're taking away, which is 36. And then we're going to add or count up to 70, and that will give us that difference. All right. So then we start with our 10s and then our 1s. So we were at 36. We make one jump of 10, 46. Another jump of 10, 56. Another jump of 10, 66. Now, if I were to make another jump of 10, I would be at 76. And I know I have to stop at 70. So I know that my 3 jumps of 10 is it. Now it's time to do those rivets. So we're at 66. Rivet, 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 rivet. And now I'm at 70. So how many hops altogether did we make? If you said we made 34 hops altogether, you're absolutely correct. Nice job, friends. All right, so those are all the strategies we've worked on so far. Now today, we don't have a new subtraction strategy, but we do have a new addition strategy. And that one is to break up one addend and then add it in a different order. So let's add this to our chart here. All right, so now you can see 64 plus 27. All right, and then you can see that I took that addend 27 and I broke it down into 3 different numbers. 20 for our 10s, and then I took my 7 and I broke it down into 6 and 1. Now, since I'm starting at 64, here's 64 right here, I know right away, because I am so amazing with my fact fluency and my facts of 10, I know that 64 is pretty close to 70. So what I did was I jumped up 6. That's that 6 that I have right here. So now I've done that to get to 70. Now, because I'm at a nice, clean, friendly number, I can very easily make my jumps of 10. So I'm going to make a hop of our 20 here for our 10s. So I'm at 70. And then one big hop of 20 up to 90. Now I've done our 20 and I've done our 6. So all I have left to do is our 1. So I'm at 90. We're going to make one little rivet of 1. Ready? Rivet. And it gave me what? Nice job. It gave us 91. So that is where we landed right there. So let's go ahead and practice this skill here together. All right, so I took another poll. I wanted to know how many people prefer carving a pumpkin as their favorite Halloween activity, or how many people prefer trick or treating. So I did my poll and I had 44 friends that liked carving pumpkins the best. That's my favorite. You can do a me too if carving pumpkins is your favorite. All right, so 44 plus, I also asked these friends, and 38 friends said that they like trick-or-treating the best. So if you like trick-or-treating the best too, you can do a quick me too to say that you like that one the best too. Now what I want to figure out is how many people did I ask all together? How many people do I have in all? So pumpkin carving, trick-or-treating. Okay, so we're going to start at 44. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly what my strategy is here. Break up one addend and add in a different order. So I'm going to break up 38 into 30 for our 10s. And we know that we're probably going to have to get to a clean, friendly number before we do that, 30. All right, then I can also break 8 into 6 and 2. So I broke down my 38 into 30 for my 10s, and then I broke down my 1s into 6 and 2. Okay, so now again, just like in the example we just worked on, 44 is really close because I know my facts of 10 so well. It's really close to 50. Okay, so use my blue marker for my hops. We went from 44, whoop, one hop up, to 50. So that was my 6 there. Okay, so now I've done my 6. Okay, now that I'm at 50, which is a nice, clean, friendly number, let's go ahead and do those 10s. So we've got 30 10s. So if I jump up 30 from 50, where am I going to be? Yes, I heard a friend say, if I jump up 30 from 50, I'm going to land at 80. Nice job, friends. If you didn't get that number, that's okay, no worries. We're here to stretch our brains together. So we went from 50, big jump, up to 80, and that was our 30 there. Okay, so now I've done my 30 and my 6. What do I have left to do? What have I not done yet as far as my jumps go? Yeah, if you said I still need to do my 2, you're absolutely correct. I do still need to do my 2. So I'm at 80, and we go ribbit, ribbit of a quick little 2, and it gives me my answer of 82. So how many people did I ask in all? Yeah, I asked 82. 44 friends liked carving pumpkins the best. 38 friends liked trick-or-treating the best, for a total of 82 people that I asked all together to see what their favorite Halloween activity was. Nice job, friends. Let's practice this again. So let's erase, erase, erase. And let's practice one more time to break up one addend and add in a different order. Maybe you really like this strategy and it makes sense to your brain, which is awesome. But it's always a good idea to practice these different strategies just so that you can decide what makes the most sense to you and what you like the best. And so then you can understand all these amazing ways to solve. All right, now, same thing. I took another survey, but I asked a different group of people this time. What is your favorite Halloween activity? Is it carving a pumpkin, or do you like trick-or-treating better? So this time I got very different answers. 86 people liked trick-or-treating the best. 86 people liked trick-or-treating the best. Then I also asked, and 24 people said that they like carving a pumpkin the best. So we're gonna do the same thing. Here's our number line. 86. Oops. Okay, and I wanna know how many people altogether did I ask this time. Now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna break down 24. Okay, and we're gonna break it down into, just by 2 this time. We're gonna break it down into those 2 10s, which is 20, and our 4 1s. Now, because I'm so amazing with knowing my facts of 10, I realized that right off the bat, 86 is really close to a nice even number, or a friendly number of 90. So I made that hop first. 1 hop of 4. So I already did my 4 here. Now I can make my nice even jump of 20. So if I jumped 20 from 90, where would I land? You guys are getting so good at this. You're absolutely right. If I went from 90 and then I made my 20, I would land at 110. So let's make our jumps in our blue. 90, we jumped up 20, and it gave us 110. So how many people did I ask all together this time? Yeah, I asked 110 people altogether. Again, practicing breaking up that one addend and adding in a different order can be an easy way for you to solve an addition problem here. And again, maybe I'm always, if you've noticed, I had always, each time was kind of thinking, how can I make that nice, clean number? How can I get from the number I'm at to the next 10? And then once I'm at that 10, that's a perfect friendly number for us to be able to make those big jumps from then on. All right, friends, now let's practice this same exact problem, but let's do the subtraction of it as well. So 86 and 24 is the same numbers we're using again. 86 people liked trick-or-treating the best, and 24 liked carving pumpkins the best. So 86 people liked trick-or-treating, and I know that I asked a total of 110 people all together. So let's practice that add to subtract strategy, because I like that one and it makes sense to my brain. So 86, we're going to start by doing our hops of 10. So one hop of 10 zoop, is 96. Another hop of 10 is 106. All right, now if I were to make another hop of 10, I would be at 116, and I know I have to stop at 110. So I know I've made as many hops of 10 as I can. Got one here and one here. Now, I need to make my little ribbets to get up to 110. Are you ready to ribbet with me? Ribbet, 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 ribbet. So I did that 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ones and 20 here. So I was able to solve my subtraction problem and realize that 110 minus 86, actually let's put it over here, 110 minus 86 gave me 24. And so I was able to figure out how many people liked pumpkin carving the best out of all of those people I did all together, that I asked all together. And we added to subtract again to practice that strategy. All right, my pretties. Thank you so much for joining me here today for teaching in room 9, our region's largest classroom. See you next time.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.